Alright, we're back into it. Final best of 3 of the day. On the left-hand side, it's going to be the members of One Direction. On the right, it is going to be Storm League Enjoyers. This is the last qualifying spot for the Hanzo Genji Cup. In the last chance qualifier, we're in the lower bracket final. Winner of this series goes on to the tournament starting next weekend. Loser doesn't join the tournament, and that's the end of it. So let's see what happens here. Infernal Shrines, we've got a Hogger Blaze Band. We'll see a Lucio Junkrat as well. Brightwing on the right side will be first picked for the crew of Storm League Enjoyers. Okay, I do like that quite a bit. Blaze target bands. We also have the Hogger removed as well. So there's quite a bit of actual like tankage available for Infernal Shrines. I wouldn't be opposed to an early Johanna. Would not be opposed to that either.
Every death comes on.
But it's going to be Hanzo Malfurion. Okay, so with Malfurion early on, typically, I wonder if they're thinking about like a Stitches composition. Stitches composition wouldn't be too bad for the side of One Direction. You have the root early on. Mage here as well wouldn't be too bad. Malfurion with his trait able to give cooldown reduction to basic abilities and also give mana back to the allies as well. Diablo, Falstad, okay. Was Maiev banned away? No. So Maiev is still up if they want to lean into that for the side. Or no, sorry. It was kind of a similar draft to the Storm League Enjoyers, or not Storm League Enjoyers. What was their name again? They literally just qualified. Squeal Team 6. It was kind of similar to them, so I was thinking that it'd be a Maiev again, but no, not the case. Different players, different team, different region. NA versus EU. I mean, it's not really NA. TV Coffee is from New Zealand. And Shredded Wind is Canada, right? I think. No, Nathanatos is Canada. That's what it is. On the right-hand side, it is all Poland. So realistically, it's Poland versus One Direction. All right, Storm League Enjoyers. They'll have the Dahaka Band against them. Will they get rid of the Garrosh here? Or are they gonna get rid of Stitches? Because I do feel like this is a Stitches game. Zeratul priority. Okay. I don't hate that actually. All right. Okay, sorry, it's just Cover Muffin sent me something.
The crusade calls.
There's the Johanna to be grabbed. Okay. Sorry, I'm just parking myself in the right Discord, making sure I'm not missing anything message-wise. They're all NA except for Coffee. Sturge, literally, if you go onto the Liquipedia, it quite literally says Nathanatos, Canada. 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 It's not the same as North America. No. That's like saying Mexico's in North America. There's people that would say that, actually. Anyways, we got Genji and Leorc to round out the draft. We got a Gul'dan on the right. Sony will be here as well. Let's go ahead and get Infernal Shrines going, everybody. I think people just want to have an excuse to say NA versus EU. I think that's honestly what people want. They just want an excuse to have some sort of region versus region matchup, which NA versus EU is the most tired thing. Oh my god, it's NA versus EU. Wow! What's next?
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Juan Pablo on the left-hand side for One Direction, as we've got a Hanzo. Nathanatos will be playing Genji. Coffee on Leoric. Shredded Wind will be playing Malfurion. And Johanna to be played by Rhett. Right side of the map is going to be Storm League Enjoyers. We will be seeing Ariane on the Diablo. Itrax playing Falstad. Lavko will be on Brightwing. Alvarez is on the Gul'dan. And Rai is playing the Sonya.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
But Canada's part of North America. Chat, I don't...
That's the joke.
I don't know how to talk to you sometimes. I really don't. I really don't know how to talk to chat. Arcane Flare in from Brightwing. Currently have a drain onto the Johanna. Pokes out from Hanzo as he's going to be going into Simple Geometry level 1. Mortar Punisher will be picked up. Some shurikens into the face of this Sonya. She's rotating to top lane, going to get pressured by a few enemies, but Diablo comes in with the Shadow Charge and kind of interrupts that engagement. Chat being right? Whatever, sure. I don't care anymore. You can say everything right as a stream, and you say one wrong thing, and chat will jump down your throat. Oh, Jesus. Right side is going to be grabbed camp-wise by Gul'dan. We'll see on the left-hand side Juan Pablo and Shredded Wind grabbing that one as well. Rhett in the bottom lane soaking things up, and checks down on the Impaler camp there. First punish will be Mortar in the top lane. Auto attack build for Falstead. Devil's Due on the Diablo. Scatters off the wall. I'm just going to be poking onto the wave. Meanwhile, Gul'dan and Brightwing jump onto this bottom lane camp. Diablo anchoring in the rotation, just scouting out if anyone's going to be down here. Johanna is going to be seen rotating past the minion wave, but she's not going to be invading onto this bottom lane camp. Mortar Punisher coming up here in about 1 minute as Sonya will work her way through this top lane wave. No Leoric up here right now, as he did go into mid to help out a little bit, push things up with Genji. Itrax is going to be clearing this out just fine. It is going to be Neil Peasants level 4. No Paralyzing Rage for the upgrade on Skeletal Swing Slow. Rai trying to get a little bit of a wiggle here out of the top lane. We'll be able to do so. Genji throwing in a few more shurikens, looking for that last, or for some extra stackage. Still a ways to go on those 60 stacks for Genji's shuriken mastery. Hammering in from Itrax, as I mentioned, did go into that auto attack build, so no Gathering Storm stackage off the enemies, but still poking onto the wave. Going to be going to the Hammer Gains level 4, pick up some extra self healing from that one, as our Mortar Punisher is ready to go in top lane. Alright, Explosive Arrow for Hanzo to help clear out this objective. We got 6.5 to both sides. Fallen Shaman pushed up a bit in top lane. Sonic Arrow out from Hanzo as well. Gets a bit of vision. Diablo just still floating around, no one in the bushes. Juan Pablo maybe looking to step in here, but it's way too many Skeletal Defenders already over the side of Storm League Enjoyers, so this will be given away. Gul'dan Echo Corruption thrown down on the ground. Falstead trying to do some double soaking. He's taking some very safe rotations as he doesn't want to be taken down by any enemy heroes, but trying to push back up against Leoric. Oh, barrel roll in. Itrax maybe gets the kill on Coffee. Nah. Punisher jumps over the wall onto Rhett. No Iron Skin activated by the Johanna. Sidewall taken out. Is there a way for this pressure to continue through top lane? Or is it just going to be Fort Front Gate going down? Exactly that. Fort Front Gate does go down. Gul'dan 10 stacks on Echo Corruption out of the 40 needed, so quarter of the way there on that one. Drain Hope onto Itrax. Immediately broken off as Johanna comes in with a Condemn. Shield Glare as well. Soothing Mist from the Brightwing, or sorry, Phase Shift from Brightwing coming through now. TV Coffee low. Is there enough to take him down? Lands the drain onto a few enemies. Okay, that is an absolute massacre here as Gul'dan and Brightwing are taken down. Hold on. Chase over into top lane. Rai getting low. Thanatos doesn't chase in further for potential kill. Diablo has discovered this Genji. And Falstead wants the kill. Deflect activated. There's no way to close the distance. He already used Barrel Roll. Drain Hope onto Itrax. As the Frozen Punisher will be up next in mid lane. Okay. Secret Weapon for our Falstead. Sonya's going to be going into the Battle Rage as well. 86 souls for Diablo. Currently have Gul'dan managing bottom lane as Hanzo Malfurion grab camp for this lane as well. Peeking back into top. 3 members back away as that fort did take a bit of damage from the Punisher push and such. 10 talent here almost here, so you know the deal. We like to cycle through the other numbers. Genji dives in. Just a few shurikens over to Falstad as the Entomb goes fishing. No primes inside that Entomb. We do have the Tranquility for Malfurion, Blessed Shield, as well as X-Strike, Dragon's Arrow, and you already saw the Entomb attempt. Gul'dan pokes over the wall, trying to pick up a stack or 2 more, poking onto the enemy team. I think it was mostly just to get stackage and maybe see if that camp was being invaded. Absolutely the case. I hear a Dragon's Arrow. Don't think it's going to connect onto this Sonya in the mid lane. Paler camp putting pressure onto Sonya, or actually not really. Putting a little bit of pressure onto mid lane, but Sonya clears that out. All right. Well, if the Frozen Punisher is won by the side of One Direction, they will be able to push in quite heavily as this fort front gate has already been opened up. Leap, Blink Heal, Gust, Apocalypse, and we'll see Horrify from Gul'dan. There's the activation of our mid lane shrine. Top lane. Maybe Leoric is going to get caught out here. Absolutely. The dive. The spear doesn't connect, but there should be enough damage. Yeah, Sonya gets the slam. 2-2 and kills. And here's the thing. To take down Leoric, no heroics were really used there. Maybe a Blink Heal from Brightwing, but overall, Leap, Gust, Apocalypse, and Horrify still up and available for this objective to be utilized. The Orc scouting out, the enemy team is rotating in, Gul'dan just below, the Gust from Falstad to push away a few enemies, Rye is still on the point, Diablo activates the Apocalypse, and a very aggressive invade is not punished yet, actually. The X-Strike from Genji coming through, he's able to get away with 386 HP. Jumps out with a Cyber Agility. And the objective phase is activated. Shadow Charge overpower onto Coffee, who's going to be able to back away with a Wraith Walk. Jit's dropped down to a quarter of his HP. Scatters continuing to come out from Hanzo, already done with his level 1 Simple Geometry just now. Dragon's Arrow into Diablo, Soul Shield activated. Entomb from Leoric, creating some space. Gul'dan does have that minus 25 healing, but that's by his choice from the hunger for power. Diablo Shadow Charges on to Coffee here. Another Wraith Walk out. Blink Heals are available. Gust just now coming back up for Falstad. And he'll gust away the enemies, and he's just trying to create space to finish out this objective. But I don't know if it worked out too well. 36-31, it's so very close. Coffee does go down. Hammerings out from Falstad, 38-33, 39. X-Strike from Genji confirms it, but will he be punished for it? Doesn't look like it. I do believe that this Punisher should be mostly cleared out into lane. It may get a couple auto attacks onto the fort here, but the vast majority of the clear will happen before it's actually through the gate. Diablo's just eating damage, and that actually works out really well. This is working out great. Punisher dropped to nearly 50% just as it arrives to the fort. And as I mentioned, there should be a couple autos onto the fort here. Minion Wave actually delaying out that siege. Beautifully done from the side of Storm League Enjoyers as Rye is going to be caught inside this Entomb. No leap for 20 seconds, spinning through the enemies and leaving with a third of his HP, or actually a quarter or so. Dan manages bottom lane. It's 2-4 in kills, about 14 to level 13. Well, I mean, there's still experience to be picked up here and there, so maybe it's a little bit closer than I thought. Bit of a lull in the game right now as Diablo moves into mid, helping out Gul'dan clear things here. Falstad and Sonya on top. This fort in top lane is very low. Arcane Punisher coming up next. Sonya trying to get that splash into the fort here. Coffee taking a lot of damage. This is auto attack Falstad. He finds the kill. 5th over to the side of Storm League Enjoyers who want to make their way into the Hanzo Genji tournament round robin starting next weekend. So that Arcane Punisher is probably a minute or so away from being up. Leoric is managing mid, but it seems like maybe there's a call for a fight in bottom lane. Blessed Shield into Dragon's Arrow. That will be Apocalypse as well. Leap in from Sonya. Shredded Wind will be traded from Gul'dan. Gust from Falstad, as Red is a little split from that, but Itrax comes in and shuts down the fight. As both Hanzo and Genji, does that mean they auto-win? I believe that's how the tournament works, yes. We're just going through this game for the sake of going through the game. That's it. Yeah, it's secret rule of Hanzo Genji Cup. Johanna activates Iron Skin. She's able to back away just fine. Leoric is going to manage top lane. 16 talent tier still coming in faster for the members of Storm League Enjoyers. They do have a structural lead with one fort going down so far. Mid fort a little bit low on the right. Bottom lane opened up as well. If the Arcane Punisher is won by the side of Juan Pablo, they will be able to take down that bottom lane fort. This is looking like, though, Falstad's just going to back out of top lane. He doesn't see the enemies on the map. Malfurion and Hanzo, I think, aren't showing for a while. I think Genji did show in mid for a second. Sonya's going to scout out the Johanna. She's going to see the Sonya. No one's on the camp, but a lot of allies were rotating up here as well. So this is going to be a quick camp before the rotation down to bottom. Leoric is going to push up a wave into bottom as well. 16's on both sides. Mithril Mace, Spectral Leech combo. Makes sense. Got the Giant Slayer for Hanzo. That's really good damage into Diablo. He's got full Shadow Charge build. Phase shift into the top lane. Dragon's Arrow as well. Extract from Genji. A double kill. No! Lovecall's able to get a blink over to a minion. That's a nice pickup for the side of One Direction. Entomb and Tranquility are still up and available for Malfurion and Leoric. Leap Sonya, Blink heals for Brightwing, Apocalypse, and Horrify as well. But this is an offset fight, especially with Brightwing still in top lane. Granted, Genji is in top. The minion wave in mid does crash onto the fort. Gul'dan poking from the safe side of this objective area. Genji coming in. He's got a third of his HP, but Malfurion's right around. Should be able to get some healing out from him. The phase shift from Brightwing bolstering Sonya. Maybe looking for a leap over the wall here. Diablo, Apocalypse, where is it? Falstad should have flight off of cooldown. Leap in from Sonya's pretty big. The spear, the Horrify, unfortunately just pushes a lot of enemies away. Coffee and Rhett are still around the objective with high health pools. Entomb from Leoric met by an Apocalypse of Diablo. Kind of stalls things out. Gust from Falstad pushes a few enemies off this point, but Itrax won't be able to stall out One Direction from finishing out the channel on this objective, or finish out the sappers on this objective. What's up, Vic? Bottom fort does go down, and it seems like the call is to go for double structures here. I actually really like this call from One Direction. Open up the map a lot faster. Leoric is going to go manage top lane. Top fort front gate is still up, so this will be guaranteed double structure. I think they might be able to get top lane fort. I mean, there isn't a minion wave available, but the healing is pretty decent. The siege is all right. I mean, you also have Shingun Genji with the Shuriken Mastery finished out. Sonya is set up in top. Diablo may be coming in for a flank onto this. Let's get some player vision set up here. There's the Diablo Shadow Charge from this corridor, or from this sort of mid-rotation area. Bless Shield from the Johanna. X-Strike from Genji marks the spot. Brightwing does get traded for the Johanna as a Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo onto a few enemies. Leap from Sonya coming through. And that'll be the end of the engagement. All right, traded kills. Frozen Punisher for the mid lane next. If won by One Direction, this is going to be crashing into the keep front gate on the opposing side. The fort gate is gone, but the two towers still remain. 7-5 in kills, just about level 19 on both sides, but those kills are favoring the side of Storm League Enjoyers. One Direction trying to shut things down. If you're curious, we are on Central Server. 74 Mithril Mace stacks for Leoric. We've got 4 out of 5 stacks on that Devastating Charge for Diablo. 36 baseline stacks for, or not baseline, sorry, the Frequent Flyer stacks for Falstad. 29 Echoed Corruption stacks for Gul'dan out of 40. No sub done, Shuriken Mastery's done, Simple Geometry done. We're just kind of waiting for the objective at this time, and 20 talent tiers for both sides. Veloc, thank you for the Prime Gaming. I appreciate that greatly. That's a raffle ticket to the Baja Rust giveaway happening at the end of this month. Be sure to mark your calendars. June 27th, we'll be doing paintings just about all day that day. We're going to be doing 2 paintings. The second one will be raffled off to a lucky viewer. But the big reason I say to mark your calendars is because you can get a free raffle ticket entry via channel points that day. It is a low amount of channel points. I think we set it to like 420, which is, the math works out to like you have to watch the stream for like 2 hours to get that many channel points as not a sub. It's like 2 or 3 hours, which usually that stream goes for about 4 or 5. 20's on the right side. Wind Tunnel, Hellgate, Haunt. We've got the Fairy Protector, and Sonya's holding. I assume it's Ignore Pain. I don't think we're gonna see the crater from her. Bullseye, Buried Alive, Living Weapon, Radiating Faith, and Serenity. As the Radiating Faith is thrown out, the Dragon's Arrow connecting, Phase Shift from Brightwing coming through. X-Strike from Genji doesn't get much cooldown reduction there. The Apocalypse from Diablo activated. It is gonna be Crater! It's Crater! The Crater is massive! Oh my god! The triple kill from the side of Storm League Enjoyers. Sonya with the critical talent, level 20 right there. Beautifully done. Death timers are kind of long, and are they calling to go core? Enough time to watch your painting to be finished, if you're lucky. That's true. Oh, dude, Stark, I have, I don't know if we'll do it for the painting giveaway, but I'm really inspired by the mountain style that they did for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, the way that the mountains are, like, crazily curved and stuff. I kind of want to, like, for the first painting, I kind of want to try and do, like, a very weird mountain shape. I have an idea that I want to test out, and then if it works out good, maybe we'll also do it for the giveaway painting, too. Core call has been made. The shielding is still up. Diablo putting pressure onto Rhett. Shielding drops. Wind Tunnel from the Falstead creates a little more space. Dragon's Arrow onto Gul'dan. But this is looking like a good scatter will take down Diablo, but the core will fall. An amazing crater from Sonya that sets up victory here for the side of Storm League Enjoyers. Yeah, Stark. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, too. Yeah. You can tell that One Direction are dinosaurs on the NA server because, my gosh, did they all die from that crater. So,
who the hell's that? That's not what's his name, the grad student.
Nah, I graduated. Must be the new one.
The new one. That's supposed to be a
Prime sub. No message, but Veloc, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. All right, if you're enjoying the stream, be sure to drop a follow. Consider subscribing like the lovely humans who have already done so today. If you'd like to push our sub goal up further, we are currently 22 subs away from our next Lego on stream to be built, and we will have a couple options that we will let chat choose from. We'll do a vote once again, but once we hit that sub goal. So if you're feeling generous, if you're feeling like supporting the stream, be sure to consider. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy. We got ads and then map number 2 coming your way in just a couple minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and we are here into map number 2. Could be the final map of the day. Winner of this series goes into the tournament that's starting next weekend. Loser doesn't. So, Storm League Enjoyers, they're one map away from punching their ticket into that tournament, or into the Hanzo Genji Cup main tournament phase, I guess is the better way to put it. Right now, we're in the last chance qualifier. Quite literally the last chance for both of these teams. This may be the last chance for One Direction. You're excited to see Day 9 again as a stand-up chat? Very much so, I agree. A moment you felt truly at peace. What's up, Vita? Moment I felt truly at peace. A few years ago, I traveled back from Michigan after Christmas, and it took me 36 hours door to door. I left my parents' house, and that's without time conversions. It literally it was 36 hours of traveling. I flew from Well, so I was leaving Detroit, so I was at DTW. My plane was late there. I flew from DTW to LAX, Los Angeles. My plane got stuck on the runway for half an hour, and that half an hour meant I missed my connecting flight to Reno. So I had to stand in a line in the LAX airport to try and get a hotel from Delta, because I was flying Delta for that. I got about 10 people from the front of the line, and then I was told there are no more hotel rooms. So I went to go recheck my bag. And mind you, I had stayed in this line for already 3 hours. I stood in this line for 3 hours to be told there's no hotel rooms left. And that if I wanted a hotel room, I may be reimbursed by Delta. So I swore very loudly, and I walked away. Not at anyone, I just swore loudly and walked away. Went down to the baggage area. It had been 3-4 hours. My bag still wasn't there. Apparently there was a dude who landed 3 hours before me, and he had been down there for 6-ish hours, and his bags weren't off the plane still. So I had them recheck my bag through the system into my connecting flight tomorrow, went back through security, slept in the like the waiting area before not the terminal area, but the area before you get into your plane where there's all the chairs and everything. I can't think of the name for it right now. But I slept there. Right as I was about to fall asleep, they started cleaning the floors with a machine that kept beeping every 3 minutes. I finally got a flight the next morning at 9 a.m. And then I got to Reno at about noonish. And then, no, it was a little bit later than that. I got to Reno about like 2 or 3. Got in my car. My neighbor was like, dude, the traffic says it's 9 hours of driving from Reno to Tahoe. It's typically an hour-ish, maybe a little bit more, hour and a half, hour. I drive in my car for 8 to 9 hours straight through an entire snowstorm. I get home. It's been 36 hours, and I went to my neighbor's house. It was midnight, and I picked up Bandit from my neighbor, and him and I sat on the couch and watched Don't Look Up. And that was the most, like, serenity I've had in my entire life. Sitting on the couch with my dog and watching a movie, like, that was, like, the most at peace I was. That was just, like, after that entire turmoil, that was so freaking nice. That's, there you go. There's your story. Who cares about Heroes of Storm drafts? We got a Diablo, Falstead, Yrel, Rhaegar on the left-hand side. Brightwing, Blaze, Muradin. What are we going to see to round out this draft for Dragonshire? Sergeant Hammer, Zeratul. Okay, not really a ton to deal with the Sergeant Hammer. Chromie's already been banned away. We could see like a Mephisto. I'd like to see some sort of spellcaster for the side of One Direction because they need something to kind of poke at the hammer to force her back constantly. I think Falstad could synergize really well with a mage as well because of that level 7 boomerang to get the spell armor reduction. Dude, seriously, the moment I got Bandit and I was back inside the house, I actually posted a photo on Discord that night or on Twitter, but that was probably the most like. All right, let's start up a gamble, everybody. To those of you that didn't care about the story, I don't care. It's part of our stream. Let me know in chat if you didn't like the story. So I can time you out for a really long time. At least I can sleep in the USO when I get stuck in airports. Oh, that's nice, Wildfire. So I have a Delta credit card, and I tried to go to the Delta lounge to sleep, and I was like, I have one of your credit cards, and they're like, we don't do that anymore. I was like, damn. Left side is going to be the members of One Direction down in this map, in this best of 3 series. On the left-hand side, it is Rhett with the Diablo, Juan Pablo on the Hanzo, Shredded Wind with your Rhaegar, Coffee playing Yrel, and last but not least, Nathanatos on the Falstad. Right side is going to be the team on the right. God, I can't talk. The team on the right side is going to be Storm League Enjoyers up in this best of 3 series, looking for a quick 2-0 to punch their ticket into the tournament as the final team for Hanzo Genji Cup. Itrax, Muradin, Aryan on the Zeratul. We got an Alvarez, Sergeant Hammer, Rai on the Blaze, and Lovecall playing your Brightwing. Sergeant Hammer will go into Advanced Artillery level 1. We got block stacks on the Muradin. Zeratul, no regeneration globes with the Shadow Hunter. He's going to go into Greater Cleave. That is a 33% radius increase. Radius. Those of you who paid attention in the 6th grade know what a radius is versus a diameter. You'd be surprised. Chat, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Oh, 33? That's just 33? No. Okay, all right. That's half. Not the diameter. We got auto attack for the Falstad, Feral Heart on the Rhaegar, Simple Geometry for Hanzo, Soul Shield on the Diablo. Camp on the right side will be immediately grabbed. Zeratul gonna... Yeah, he's just gonna soak up the wave. Okay.
Take control of the shrines.
Exactly, PJ. Exactly, PJ. The amount of... Oh, God. When I worked in engineering in steel, there were some clients who were like, we want a 1-inch diameter curl on this railing, and I'm like, that's not doable with the schedule. Basically, it's material size and stuff like that. Camp will be stolen away over here. Like, it's my favorite thing is like when clients would be like, yeah, I'd like 1.5 schedule 40 for our handrails, and it's like, okay. And then they get angry that the outside diameter is 1.9 inches because there's actual and nominal with steel as well as wood. I don't know if that's a thing outside the United States. If it's not, then kudos to all you, but that is the dumbest thing to me. I hate actual and nominal. It's just, ugh. Like a 2x4 is not 2 inches by 4 inches. 1.5 schedule 40 is not 1.5 inches diameter. It's one, yeah, anyways. Stuff like this you memorize in steel. Yrel is going to be going into Aegis of Light. We have been seeing a bit more of this lately. In the in-houses I've been casting a lot of, it still pretty much is the standard Yrel build. With Hand of Freedom level 4 and Righteous Momentum level 7. But we have been seeing a bit more Aegis of Light. We'll see if it pays off for Yrel. Now keep in mind, Aegis of Light is for the allies around, not for Yrel. So upon landing, Avenging Wrath grants other nearby ally heroes 40 armor for 5 seconds. There is the cooldown reduction at level 7. But I mean, if you have a solo lane Yrel, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is good for team fighting, but I'm just... You're trading something that's really good against Blaze consistently versus something that can be used for the allies once in a while. So we'll see. Nice story, Baha. Thank you. Sheltering Hand, thank you. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed the story. I'm sure I have a lot more other moments, but that's the one that stands out to me the quickest. I mean, I've had some really, really relaxing times when I've been scuba diving. There's something about doing a drift dive, like you float down to 60 feet, or, you know, minus 60 feet or whatever from the surface. You set your BCD, and then you literally have the perfect distribution between your... Uh-oh, is that me? You have the perfect distribution of weight between your weight belt and your BCD, and you literally just float for half an hour through the ocean. Looking at... Yeah, I'm not the only one who's getting this lag right now. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why this one's lagging out. All right, give me a second. So I'm just trying to fix something on the background really quickly. Why does this keep buffering? There we go. I like having the perfect distribution between too. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, my ping is currently 200 on Central Server, which is 100 more than it usually is. It's going down a bit, but it's still high. Yeah, it looks like it's dropping a little bit here. Okay, yeah, there was actually literally a delay from when players were actually chatting. Like, when I chatted, it actually was kind of high. Okay, I'm pretty much level myself. I'm at 105, and 105 is around where I'm at for Central. So, yeah, I'm leveled out, basically, so it should be good. Players should be dropping a ready in a moment. We'll see what's going to happen here. Ping is back to normal for us, almost. Same. Readies? All right, let's get back into it, everybody. Oh, I may have jumped in this just a tad too fast. Oh, that's okay. No, it worked out. Alrighty, so we're back into this. Currently have Sergeant Hammer, level 7, Hover Siege, starting to push things up in bottom lane. Polymorph on to Diablo as the Fire Stomp does come through. Itrax a little split. That's a nice purge from Rhaegar. He actually went into Purification as well. Using Purge on enemy hero deals up to 439 damage to shields and reduces healing received by 40% for 2 seconds. You also have the passive on that to reduce the cooldown on Purge to 45. Rhett going in, but he's still tanking so many shots from Sergeant Hammer. How is this Diablo still alive? Love Call very low. The auto attack 38 HP, but the Thanatos goes down. Zeratul jumps in. Sonic Arrow reveals that Itrax is still alive below with that Dwarf Toss out. And that is a nice pickup for the side of Storm League. Enjoy his first blood over to our right side team as Zeratul jumps in for a bit of damage, but no kill on to... Yeah, the game actually looks a lot smoother now. Yeah, it looks like the ping has dropped. Looks like the overall ping has dropped. Everything's a lot smoother, and we got bottom lane sieged in once again by Sergeant Hammer. Zeratul should get this. I don't know if Diablo can get... Yeah, he can't get there in time. So, what's the game plan with this? You've got Sergeant Hammer already opening up bottom. Do you hard commit to bottom lane? Do you assist Blaze in top and open things up for him up against Yrel? It does kind of look like we have that split. Flanked from Rhett on this Diablo. He's going to be met with a concussive blast of Sergeant Hammer. Overpower as the thrusters are still active and Alvarez is able to make it out. Lovekull with a phase shift onto Sergeant Hammer, who is sieged up once again, providing shells into Shredded Wind. Dragonite in top lane, with the help of Blaze, gonna drop this fort down quite quickly. Local Demon refuses to die, more at 11. Dragonite committed to taking down this fort in top, kick onto Yrel, but they won't be able to take down the fort. Decent damage, a lot of damage right there. It's down to, like, I don't know, I'd argue 5 or so %. Are here on both sides. Oh, wait, hold on. Zeratul jumps into top, trying to jump onto this Falstad. Misses the Singularity Spike, but the Jet Propulsion from the Blaze will connect. Twin Flames coming out as well. Dragon's Arrow from the mid lane. BFG coming through as well. Apocalypse from Diablo, and Brightwing does go down. Avatar from Murden's activated. Itrax trying to get out, but he'll take a Storm Bow to the knee. Now he's actually going to take a hammer to the back, and he will go down to Falstad. Falstad's a dwarf, right? So it was like dwarf on dwarf action. Oh, that phrasing doesn't sound good at all. Hammer with some Widow Mines to provide vision, sees the enemy team, decides to actually siege up once again. Alright, Siege Giants will be managed by Hammer, Wave being pushed in the fort front gate. It's 2-1 in kills so far. Camp over here will be grabbed. Brightwing soaking up mid as Yrel gets the Divine Steed. That was picked up at level 7, so no cooldown reduction. Totem in the bush to scout out the enemy. Widow Mines from Sergeant Hammer to do the same. Murden's like, I see that Sonic Arrow. I'm assuming they're below us, and absolutely the case.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be activated.
Bit of phrasing there. Dragon's Arrow, Ancestral, Gust, Ardent Defender, and Apocalypse. The BFG from Sergeant Hammer, Might of the Nerazim, Avatar, Blink Heal, and Bunker for Blaze. The Ancestor healing coming through in time. Still trying to chase down Rhett here. Murden does have those mini stuns on his level 7 with the Skullcracker, 0.25. Gust from Falstad's available, but Diablo will go down. Falstad holding that Gust, and he will not try and save Diablo. Singularity Spike, Zeratul jumps in really quickly. Sergeant Hammer still raining in shells on this bottom lane fort as the minion wave is about to arrive. Widow Mines tank a few shots, allowing the minion wave to still move up faster. Dragon's Arrow onto 2. Apocalypse from Diablo. Soothing Mist from Brightwing. Able to blink away. Alvera's trying to get out of here. And will be able to. Now Diablo, he doesn't have souls. He should. This is looking like a dieback to me. Yrel with the Righteous of the Avenging Wrath in. Bunker down from Blaze. As the Jet Propulsion from him does not connect. The Phase Shift from Brightwing. And that Gust is a disengage. Ardent Defender will come through. Mango, rum, lime, and ginger beer. I would try that. That sounds delicious. Might be a little on the sweet side for me, but I'm in. That sounds delicious after like you mow the lawn or something like that. In like 20+ degrees Celsius weather. Well, I guess probably like 25 Celsius, because 20 Celsius is only 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is still really cool.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Oh, good barrel roll from Falstad. Second structure to fall, sorry. And it will be on the side of One Direction. Zeratul makes his way into top. Jet Propulsion from Blaze does not connect. Whoa, Zeratul blinks in, takes the Brightwing with them. I don't even think Brightwing was expecting to land there. I think Brightwing was like, oh, I'll be over here with Zeratul safely. It's like, no, we gotta fight again, apparently. Hammering out from Falstad does have that secret weapon level 7, so the hammering's going to go out further, but also his auto attacks will deal more damage while that hammering is thrown out. Jet Propulsion, Stormbolt, Adrenaline Stim Pack activated, and Diablo does not get an interrupt onto this onto this Dragonite channel. Brightwing's inside. I've been enjoying making essentially a margarita, but with ginger beer instead of margarita. Mixed fresh lime and orange really brings it up. Ooh! That all sounds delicious. Yrel does go down while I'm thinking about beverages. I should go grab myself a beverage after this game. Does feel like this is momentum drastically over the side of Storm League Enjoyers as the Dragonite with 30-some% left. 30-some seconds left as well. Moves into bottom lane. Sergeant Hammer opening up mid further. Rhett's back. Is going to go for a Shadow Charge. Blasted back by Sergeant Hammer. A Fire Stomp through. Soul to Flame was picked up. How many souls do we have on Diablo? 51. Dragonite's cleared out in the bottom lane. Itrex chilling in the bush in case someone tries to invade this. There, actually, no, he's going to Dwarf Toss in. Misses the Stormbolt onto Juan Pablo. Phase Shift from Brightwing. They were looking for the absolute deletion of that Hanzo, but they won't find it on the side of Storm League Enjoyers. Dwarf Toss in. Stormbolt onto Diablo. Camp just above will be finished up by Yrel and Falstad. Oh, you're right. That does sound like a Moscow Mule, right? Because Moscow Mule is vodka and ginger beer, right? Is there a third thing in a Moscow Mule? I thought it was just ginger beer and vodka, right? Dragon's Arrow. I think actually Diablo not helping out with that. There's a BFG from Sergeant Hammer. Polymorph onto this Falstad who gusts the enemies right into the allies. I don't know if Falstad really was intending that right there, but maybe it works out. Ancestor healing onto Shredded Wind. The bunker comes down from Blaze. Muradin pressuring onto Falstad forces him out. Polymorph onto Diablo. He's going to be taken down by Zeratul. It is not going to work out with that gust right there, but this Zeratul is fairly low in mana. Sergeant Hammer will siege up. Starts raining in shells onto the bottom lane keep. Scatter arrows onto this Sergeant Hammer.
The shrine is awakening.
You'll see Yrel using that Avenging Wrath near the allies because that level 4 Aegis of Light. Jet Propulsion in from Blaze once again. Bottom lane keep down to 50%. One catapult shot. Oh, one more goes in. Nicely done. Top lane has a... Oh, no, it doesn't. It's just the one Shaman. The one mage will be cleared away. Dragonite phase opening up in 5 seconds. Brightwing Hammer on bottom grabbing this camp.
Control both shrines, and the Dragon Knight's power is yours.
I really like orange flavor and tropical drinks. I add bitters too. Dragon's Arrow goes right by the enemies. camp will be invaded by Yrel and stolen away. And I like this respect coming out from Storm League enjoyers. They have Zeratul grabbing the camp. They have Blaze pushing up top. The respect is there. Give the camp away, clear it out, lose a little bit of the fort front gate. Actually, they're going to lose these 2 towers, I think. Diablo gets pressure onto Muradin. He's got Avatar available if he wants to activate. Muradin taps well. Good scatters off the wall onto Sergeant Hammer. She does have that Siege Tactics level 4. Diablo's souls are finished out. He's got the buyback. Blaze looking for a way into this engagement, I do believe. So is Zeratul flanking in. Zeratul will show here. There's going to be the danger ping. Lands a Singularity Spike onto Juan Pablo, who gets an immediate Ancestral Healing. Big Jet Propulsion. Muradin Dwarf tosses in. Apocalypse. Little anti-synergistic with that Gust, but I do think the Gust was needed. Muradin lands the Stormbolt. There's a good cleave onto Juan Pablo. The Hanzo is so very low. Zeratul ends up going down, trying to pressure into him. Itrax looking for more damage onto Coffee here. Diablo lands the Shadow Charge. We have, Jet Propulsion. Itrax able to Dwarf Toss away. Bunker's activated by Blaze, but this looks like Storm League enjoyers may lose a few members here. Coffee and friends are rotating in. Brightwing does go down. Had a blink charge, but I don't think she had a blink target. Top lane wave is pretty decent. Blaze did push this up earlier. Siege Giant should be stolen away. Nah, I think this is a call for Dragonite for the side of One Direction. Half a level to go for 20 talent here. Itrax is considering jumping onto that point to get the denial of Dragonite channel. He's a little afraid because he doesn't see many of the enemies. Okay, so Yrel's going to be on this. There's no Haymaker to push him off. But there's no one in mid to get the channel. Yrel may go down. She doesn't have Ardent Defender for 82 seconds. The damage is pretty good. Really good mini stunts. Dwarf Toss, Righteous Hammer, and she is taken down. No Dragonite channel, and that is an unfortunate moment for the side of One Direction. They kind of had a fleeting moment of momentum shift in their favor, but it's shut down by Storm League enjoyers. Okay, so Zeratul clears out top, Blaze grabbing mid, 20's on the right, Fortified Bunker, Twilight Falls, Muradin holding level 20. I'm assuming it's Rewind. Dragon's Arrow on to Sergeant Hammer, pops the Siege Tactics. Itrax is able to get that level 20 pickup with the Rewind. There is a Dragonite for mid available, but that's going to be shut down here in a moment. Blaze with some Oil Slicks thrown out. Does not land the Jet Propulsion. Phase Shift from Brightwing. It's 4v4 in bottom lane as Yrel's dead for the next 10 seconds. But Zeratul, he's going to get Dragonite. They could confirm a bottom lane keep through this. What's the game plan? Sergeant Hammer did open up mid as well, so there's 2 directions we could be seeing Storm League enjoyers head here. Pings onto Sergeant Hammer. 20 talent here, almost here on the left-hand side. I'm assuming Wind Tunnel, Bullseye, Blink, Ancestor Healing upgrade, and Seraphim. Okay, pretty standard 20s. Dragonite, Zeratul makes quick work of the bottom lane keep. Sergeant Hammer still helping out. Do they go for the double keep, or are they going to move towards core? I would say probably double keep with the defenses of the enemy up and available. Kick onto onto Diablo. Muradin Dwarf tosses in, looks for the Stormbolt onto Falstead, who barrel rolls away. Scatters are really good into Zeratul as he blinks out. A win condition has been set up for the side of Storm League enjoyers through bottom lane. They've got all their forts up. Bottom lane will be consistent catapults. Mid lane is periodic up against this mid keep that is around. Ooh, Zeratul! Hit with a bullseye, but he immediately is able to blink away. That would have been awkward if he got picked off there, but not the case. Muradin, does he invade? Are they just taking out sidewalls here? Okay, just taking out sidewalls. Widow Mine's thrown into the bush near the Dragonite. Get some vision for the allies. Muradin, a little forward here, but he's actually a little forward. I'm a little worried for him, but he's got mobility. He's got some mobility. He has the launch level 16 for the extra range, so long as he's not CC'd to oblivion. Diablo goes in, closes the distance. The phase shift from Brightwing coming through. Zeratul wiggling around. We're just waiting and waiting and waiting. See how this engagement unfolds. Zeratul clears out the top lane. Dragonite phase should be announced pretty soon as well. Boom.
The shrines are ready for the taking.
Tension in this map. PC Gaming Show coming up next, by the way. We will drop our delay for that. We'll have to scramble really quickly for that one. I need to run to the bathroom and also finish out our bingo card and also grab myself a beverage. All right, Itrax on the bottom, Zeratul floating around on top, not showing on map.
Is dead. Remind this kingdom of his strength.
Okay, so they have bottom lane held. Gonna maybe clear out these siege giants here. Oh, Sonic Arrow. Let's see, do they? What's the vision looking like right now? Okay, so Dragonite from mid. Yrel showing 1, 2, 3, 4 in top lane. Sergeant Hammer and Muradin clearing out bottom. Zeratul is gonna discover the Yrel. Looks for the Singularity Spike. Maybe they take down Yrel. She does have Ardent Defender. She can push the button. And oh no! Ardent Defender's forced out and gets minimal value. Top lane's held by Diablo. He does get that Sunshine for his allies. Hopefully the engagement unfolds into a wedding. Jet Propulsion lands onto one. The Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo coming through as well. The BFG raining in great damage. Ancestor Healing, Farseer's Blessing. Tries to spread some of that healing, but I don't think Diablo got any of it. Bottom lane does have some catapults arriving. And taking a look here really quickly on damage. 708 into structures. They're calling to core? Muradin's Avatar active. Lands the Stormbolt onto Coffee. Divine Steeds up. They're looking for a re-engage. Zeratul's in top. Apocalypse from Diablo. This could be the moment they need. They're going to dive onto Sergeant Hammer. She's trying to back away. Falstead barrel rolling in. That's a great kill. If they can trade, it'd be huge for the side of Storm League Enjoyers, but I think this is just going to be a disengage. Muradin throws the Stormbolt back. That's Diablo coming in with a Shadow Charge. Zeratul has jumped in as well. Juan Pablo very low. If Zeratul can make his way into the backline, he can take down that Hanzo, find the trade needed. Looks like Well was tapped by Zeratul. Looking for an angle to jump into this. Falstead is floating back into all of these allies. Zeratul gets the kill onto Diablo, no souls. It's a 1-for-1. Hammer for Diablo. Muradin, does he have a Stormbolt for Yrel? The Jet Propulsion does say hello. Gus from Falstead, Wind Tunnel into the wall. What's the follow-up? Zeratul blinks in. He's going to try and find the kill. Muradin Dwarf tosses in as well. Falstead barrel rolling well. Itrax pops the Avatar, looking for Yrel. Pops the Seraphim. Got a pressure onto Falstead. They're looking to take down the bird, but TV Coffee's got a Righteous Hammer. Meanwhile, Rai gets the channel onto this Dragonite for the mid lane. Okay, Dragonite for mid. No, they're going bottom. They want to go. They want to punch their ticket to this tournament. Yrel, Ardent Defender's available. There's a kick onto Falstead immediately. 17 seconds on a Gus. Sergeant Hammer's trying to get back here as quick as possibly. Looks like Brightwing is hearthing out to be able to phase shift back in. She does that immediately. Dragonite gets no shielding on this core. Bunker from Blaze will be summoned immediately. Diablo's back in. BFG from Hammer. This is really awkward. Raya's going to pop the Pyromania. Look to back away. Hellgate in. Apocalypse from Diablo. He's trying to close the distance. They will be able to get onto this Blaze, and he does go down. Rewind from Muradin. Falstead flying. He's got Wind Tunnel. He's looking for the angle. Blasted back by Hammer. Wind Tunnel. Brightwing's taken out. The issue here, ladies and gentlemen, is that even with multiple kills, it's not enough to end. There's still all the forts up. Muradin has his Avatar active. I think he does go down here in bottom lane. But there was Catapult in top, Catapult in mid. Zeratul, what are we doing here? Oh, Zeratul, if you can get the kill onto this Falstead, that'd be huge. He does get it. He does get it. So Falstead goes down. They get a triple kill on the side of One Direction. Zeratul pushing up top lane. And, excuse me, mid and top. Oh boy.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Mid keep is all that remains. Sergeant Hammer throwing some artillery in here. All right, we got a camp being grabbed here on the left-hand side.
Remains. Control the shrines and make use of it.
Sorry, I'm getting other things set up here as well, so just don't mind me. Dragonite is up and available here in a moment or two. We have got a bottom camp grabbed as well.
His power and destroy your enemies.
Zeratul pushes up mid. Fully invisible, looking to maybe take down... Looking to maybe take down this Falstad. Able to blink over to the allies. Stormbolt from Murden. Breaks away. Top lane camp will push down the fort.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
It's tense, man. It's real intense. A massive lead is slipping away from Storm League enjoyers as they are so close to finishing out this series in a 2-0. Zeratul is top, but Yrel is bottom. All right. Trade on the shrines. 24 to 24. Diablo initiates. Dragon's Arrow onto Sergeant Hammer. She has the siege tactics activated in time. Murden able to dwarf launch out. Zeratul just above in the bush. They gotta be cautious of this. Big burst Zeratul is a little scary to deal with. He's completely invisible. Also hasn't been seen, so it's like, where is he? What's he gonna do? Lands a Singularity Spike, goes in for a multiple cleaves. That's a nice Apocalypse from Diablo. The bunker comes down from Blaze. Here's Sergeant Hammer with crazy good damage. Yrel's the first one to go down. Souls expended from Diablo as they're looking to chase onto Wat Pablo. Blaze, you have a jet propulsion to close the distance further. Sergeant Hammer and Murden looking to pressure Falstad, who's figuring out which way he wants to go. Falstad, unfortunately, is going to be going down here. This is the beginning of the end here, ladies and gentlemen. Blaze goes for bottom lane channel. But I think realistically, you run at this core and you take this series. Brightwings gets Dragonite. Okay. Singularity Spike onto Shredded Wind. Diablo lands the Shadow Charge onto Zeratul, is able to blink away. Dragonite's been grabbed. 38 on Falstad, 20 on the Yrel. Mid keep has gone down already. Blaze pushing up bottom lane. This is the beginning of the end. Ladies and gentlemen, the members of Storm League Enjoyers will be your final team to make it into Hanzo Genji Cup 2024. GG, well played. We'll see this team next weekend. Wonderfully done. All right, chat, we got to move quick here. Chat, we got to move quick. We got to move quick, okay? I'm going to show you some stats, and I got to restart stream. Boom. Boom. Boom.